This video will basically just be a summary of this terrible exposal doc and my response to it. This video is obviously going to be pretty lazily made. Just starting with the first page, there's screenshots shown of TML talking to someone and them quote-unquote being manipulated into ERPing with them, which is just straight up not true, because if you look at screenshots from the day before, they were perfectly fine doing things with TML with no coercion involved. You can see they pretty much talk about humping their pillow unprompted here, which is honestly kind of insane. There's then a very long string of screenshots of trying to prove that TML allegedly groomed another person, but this part honestly kind of just digs the hole deeper for them, because you can see these people literally harassing this person and calling them slurs as they try to convince them. The video also claims that TML quote-unquote groomed this person, even though there's no substantive proof given in the video.
The next person we will talk about is Polygon, a semi-popular YouTuber for Colombia. Their relationship also stopped after tmlty groomed them. They got manipulated into thinking that tmlty is a nice person, even though the victims showed them constant proof of how bad he is. Unfortunately, we don't know further proof of how they acted after the conversation with the two other victims ended.
This guy then decides to backtrack on this statement by saying he didn't actually groom her, but the age gap was too big, even though it was only 1.5 years, and he claims that she was 14 and he was 16. She was in fact 14 at the time, but was around a month away from turning 15, and their age gap is still only 1.5 years. This segment on darkcryi is literally just lying, saying that he sent porn to someone that he wasn't allowed to illegally, even though this was later completely cleared up, and that's why he was unbanned from the server, and I've linked the doc where he explained everything. The screenshot at the top is basically just this person's random gripes about the staff members that have nothing to do with the actual doc or exposing anyone or providing anything useful to the community. He basically just criticizes everyone for not fitting into a box the way he wants them to, such as being too inactive or being too immature. And then the bottom screenshot is something they listed of me being quote-unquote questionable after I defended a person whose DMs were leaked, first of all, without their consent, and second of all, these DMs should have never been released in the first place, as it's private information and no one was being hurt. They claim that it's both quote-unquote illegal and against Discord's TOS, even though the person was engaging in roleplay at above the age of consent for their country. Both of them. They were like 17 and 18. I really don't understand where that's coming from. The doc then goes on to talk about a bunch of random personal gripes that they have with the new climbing games server, and also just, like, complete random bullshit. Like, I don't think that we should ping at everyone so much. I'm just so unbelievably confused why you would even include that in your doc that's supposed to be about exposing groomers and bad actors in the community. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He also criticizes something as bad behavior for posting a gif of Hitler. Obviously, I don't think Hitler jokes are funny, but you can literally see him talking about Diddy and Epstein here, which is on the same level of gross and weird. And femboy thighs. Considering he criticized someone for sending a gif of a femboy furry, it's weird for him to talk about femboy thighs. And the word foid. That exposal video is just trash.